Hello, everyone. Um, Welcome to Butterfly Roz. Although you may recognize the man's photo in the video, of course, that is the photo of Mr. Torino Arterell Jackson, better known as Tito. I apologize if I butchered his name, but out of respect, I wanted to use his birth given name, Mr. Torino Jackson. Even though there may be a lot of folks who recognize him as one of the members of the Jackson Five, the Jackson family, period, as Tito Jackson. Well, there comes a time where I know it's hard, but you have to put the celebrity aside and realize that this was not just Tito Jackson. He's a father, he's a son, he's a brother, he's an uncle, cousin, nieces and nephews, and friends and acquaintances. He was a beloved man. And I never got a chance to see him in person, but my daughters did actually. I think it was in September actually. They got a chance to see him perform in Los Angeles at a huge event where there were several stars. Um, so I've been looking and looking to see if there's any updates on Tito Jackson and what happened. Not out of just being nosy, but just out of concern. Not that it is my concern, but still, you know, he's a celebrity, and we, of course, I'm sure everyone was stunned to find out that he had passed away. Actually, one of my daughters told me um, about half an hour after it happened. I want to say it could have happened before that, but either way. So I'm here to try to give a little update from what I was able to find. I've been trying to wait to see if the Jackson family was going to make a video statement, but I know right now that they're probably still dealing with the shock of losing Tito and preparing for his homegoing celebration. I haven't heard anything else other than the cause of death. There was a statement, a brief statement, that claims that Janet Jackson, one of the youngest Jacksons in the family, she said the cause of death was a heart attack. So, my condolences to the family. Um, it's devastating when you lose a family member, especially someone that played a huge part in how the Jacksons were even discovered for having talent. Because you all know the story that Tito was playing his dad's guitar without permission, broke the string on it, got in trouble behind it, and then Joe Jackson told him to show him what he's been working on. Oh, excuse me. And then that's how Joe discovered that his son had talent. And then it went on from there. Of course, Joe Jackson has passed away. I think he died maybe, I want to say 2 years ago. Katherine Jackson is still alive, and she's in her 90s. And my heart goes out to her because not only does she have to bury her son Tito, but back in 2009, they had to bury Michael Jackson. So, so I just want to read a little bit what I found out. I'm not going to take too much time in case there's other people just searching for answers as to what happened. So I looked it up, and it shows in the Los Angeles Times. Now, this is not an article I wrote, it's just information that I found out just looking it up on the web. And I will give credit to the name of the person who wrote this article. So it says New Mexico police shed light on Tito Jackson's death. He suffered a medical emergency. So Tito Jackson, lead guitarist for the Jackson 5, later known as the Jacksons, died Sunday, September 17th in New Mexico, according to local police. The Jackson 5's Tito Jackson experienced some sort of medical emergency before he died Sunday in New Mexico, according to local law enforcement officials. Shedding light on some of the circumstances that led to the late Jackson's guitarist's death, the Gallup Police Department reported Monday that one of its officers had been flagged down by a person at the American Heritage Plaza who said there was an individual requiring medical attention and requested an ambulance. The ailing individual was later identified as Jackson, the brother of the king of pop, Michael Jackson. And of course, you know he has more siblings than Michael Jackson. There's Rebe Jackson, Jermaine Jackson, Marlon, Randy, and I know I'm not saying them in order. There's Latoya, Jermaine, there's Janet. I may have said them over and over again. But anyway, King of Pop, Michael Jackson, who died in 2009, and R&B superstar Janet Jackson. Now, Michael and Janet and Jermaine were, from what I remember, they were the ones that had a career outside of the Jackson 5. And of course, Janet was not part of the Jackson 5. So she had her own career, and she was on the sitcom Good Times, and she's done several movies, which she's a great actress, by the way. But anyway, back to Tito. So the individual was subsequently transported to a local hospital in Gallup, New Mexico, where he was pronounced dead. Following this, the hospital requested the presence of detectives and the Office of the Medical Investigator. The agency said in a statement, the deceased has been identified as 70-year-old Toriano Tito Jackson from Tulsa, Oklahoma. The department added that the information came from a preliminary investigation that was ongoing, and said investigators were actively interviewing witnesses and examining physical and electronic records. It noted that the department's understanding of the facts and circumstances may evolve as additional evidence is gathered and analyzed. No foul play is suspected, and the department is awaiting preliminary findings from the medical investigator's office. Police Chief Aaron Tolina Pablo told the Times on Tuesday. Sorry for the background noise, Your Honor. An autopsy has been scheduled to determine Jackson's cause of death. A spokesperson for the medical investigator's office at the University of New Mexico in Albuquerque confirmed Tuesday. So I would think that that was maybe the 19th or 2 days after. It typically takes 6 to 8 weeks to complete a full autopsy report, allowing for toxicology and histology tests to be completed. Jackson's three sons, who make up the music group 3T, announced their father's death late Sunday, with the family statement. At the time, they did not disclose a cause of death or details about when, where, or how he died. However, they did say that they were shocked, saddened, and heartbroken. Representatives for Jackson did not immediately respond to the Times' request for comment. Our father was an incredible man who cared about everyone and their well-being, sons Taj, Terrell, and TJ said in a statement posted on 3T's Instagram account. Some of you may know him as Tito Jackson from the legendary Jackson 5. Some may know him as Coach Tito, or some know him as Papa T. Nevertheless, he will be missed tremendously. It will forever be Tito time for us. Please remember to do what our father always preached, and that is love one another. We love you, Pops. In a separate tribute, TJ Jackson wrote that his father's death was crushing him, alluding to his mother's death in 1994, which led to a second-degree murder conviction against a man she had been dating. Losing a parent is extremely tough. Losing both in the way I have has given me an incredibly unwelcoming feeling and a paranoia that I will have to overcome, he wrote on Instagram. Specifically regarding my father, I am trying to celebrate the many amazing experiences I've enjoyed with him, but truthfully, I can't stand knowing he isn't here, he added. He has always exemplified strength, toughness, and poise. Simply put, he wasn't supposed to go this soon. It just goes to show we never know when it's our time. And that's the truth. Terrell Jackson noted in a separate tribute that he had just checked on his father earlier in the day. People are hurting, crying, and devastated. You were so loved, he wrote on Instagram. You touched so many people and impacted so many lives. You were strong, gentle, and kind with the warmest smile. Your laugh was genuine. Your heart was gold. Down to earth, loving, easygoing, and just so cool. It's always been a goal to be on stage with the Jacksons, but when anyone asked me about my experience, I would always say what I enjoy most is spending time with you, he wrote. Todd Jackson posted a series of photos with his father, writing in the caption, "My legend, Pops." Tito Jackson, the third eldest child in the Jackson family, is the first person since Michael Jackson to die from that generation of the family. Patriarch Joe Jackson died in 2018. Nardine Saad covers breaking entertainment news, trending culture, topics, celebrities, and their kin for the Fast Break desk at the Los Angeles Times. She joined the Times in 2010 as a Met Pro trainee and has reported from homicide scenes, flooded canyons, red carpet premieres, and award shows. Okay. That took a lot of strength for during this time when Tito's sons are mourning the loss of their dad, and it was just literally that just happened, to have the courage to just come out and post on social media right after. I mean, I would have considered them courageous anyway, because I it, it's got to be so painful to lose your father, who they seemed like they were very close with him. And to take all of that to make a statement for the public when you're still grieving and going through the shock yourself, that took a lot of courage and a lot of strength that a lot of people would not have. It would have been perfectly fine if they didn't make a statement, but they did. So, and we appreciate the update, and we just need to put just pray for the family. Just pray for all of them, because this is not easy. It can't be easy. It isn't easy. So we just need to have some empathy, because these are people too. They hurt, they bleed, they get sick, they die, just like all of our loved ones and relatives. So really appreciate this, and my heart goes out to the family, and my heart goes out to Catherine also. Um, it's I hope I never have to bury one of my children. I have 5 daughters, so I can't pretend to say that I understand how she feels, because I don't. But I admire her courage also, and I know she's still, what I don't know, because I don't know them personally, but I'm sure that she is still dealing with the pain of losing Michael, and especially in the way that he passed away. So all these fake photos and funeral pictures and people just posting stuff, people have a heart. These are real people. Don't be posting stuff like that. Their loved ones can see that. That has there This has nothing to do with you. This is the Jackson family. And nobody should be putting up half truths and lies out there about Tito, and just crazy stuff. It just shows how cold people's hearts are. Okay? And people need to really think about the impact that their actions, that their jokes will have on another family. You would not want to be going through that. You would not want somebody to be posting pictures of your loved one all over YouTube, pretending like you have updated information, but you don't. Let the family put out information as they feel comfortable doing it. Don't be adding anything. And I'm not saying that I have facts about what the article. I'm just sharing the article that I found, and so hopefully that is an update. I know today is October 1st. His birthday would have been October 15th. He was born a year before my mother. no, a year after my mother. So he's October baby. I am also. He was age 70 years old when he died in Gallup, New Mexico. He's preceded in death by his ex-wife, Dolores Martis Jackson. You may not, you may be familiar with what happened in her situation, tragic situation. So, um, and that's pretty much all I have put on here. My heart goes out to the family. If you want to help the family, pray for the family. Pray for the family. That's what you can do. Other than that, if they have a if they want to share information about their what their plans are or anything like that, they will do that if and when they feel ready to do that. Other than that, let them have their time as a family right now. This isn't about entertainment. Yes, the Jacksons family, they are entertainers, but this is not entertaining to them right now. This is their family member. So, Mr. Torino Jackson, I wish your family comfort from God right now. And I know that the Lord knew that day was coming. Everyone's days, God has a plan for each and every one of our lives. And when you have done everything that God has had for you to do, then that's how you know when your time is done here on earth. So, otherwise, I don't have much more to say. I'm just kind of rambling on from here. So, yeah, so he died exactly a month to, so I believe he died on September 15th, and he was born on October 15th. So he would have been 71 in 30 days. But 70 years old, um, God gave him 70 years. And the one thing about Tito, I never really heard a whole lot of drama around him. He seemed like he was one of the ones who he didn't really care about having to be about trying to be in the forefront. He just wanted to play his guitar and create music. He was all about the music, you can really tell. He seemed like a very humble man. And so you have to give him honor just for that. I actually, when I found out that he had passed, then I started finding out more about him, that he was still doing music, solo, a couple of solo projects. So I went on Spotify and started listening to some of his music, and it's really good actually. I really like Tito Jackson's music. Um, so I'm not advertising anything. I would just say check it out. All right. Okay. So I'm trying to see, is there more information? So I guess as more information comes out, it will be shared on social media. But again, the people who are doing mean, dirty stuff, this is not funny. This is not funny. It's totally disrespectful to the family. If you don't know what you're talking about, then don't post. All right.